Hi, welcome to this short video on Cilium WireGuard and a new feature coming out in Cilium 1.14, which is support for layer 7 policies. So first, WireGuard on Cilium is a feature that lets you encrypt the traffic within your cluster between pods, from pods to nodes, and has been around since Cilium version 1.10. Very popular feature. Again, it's great for encrypting all the traffic in transit in your network, within your cluster. But had a couple of limitations, and one of them was that you could only do pod-to-pod encryption, and that's been been addressed in 1.14, and I've covered this in a different video. But another feature that is now available is the ability to support WireGuard with level 7 policy enforcement and visibility. And that's something that was not supported up until 1.14. So that just means that you were not able to have network policies, or you were not able to use Harbor for visibility at the layer 7 level. So things like HTTP and Kafka and DNS, that stuff was not available prior to 1.14. And let's have a quick look in, I'm going to install Cilium in using a version prior to 1.14. And we're going to see what happens when I enable WireGuard in an environment before Cilium 1.14. You can see that in the installation logs, layer 7 proxy was disabled due to WireGuard encryption. So literally, you've been told as soon as you're enabling WireGuard with Cilium that you couldn't use layer 7 proxy, and therefore network policies were not enabled. Layer 7 network policies were not supported. But let's double check this with the Star Wars demo, which hopefully you may be familiar with. We're going to go ahead and deploy this environment. Again, if you're not familiar with it, it's a great way to familiarize yourself with network policies using Death Star, TIE Fighter, and X-Wing. As part of the demo, we actually deploy a layer 7 HTTP aware layer 7 policy, which looks like this. You're essentially only allowing traffic from endpoints with the label org empire, and you are filtering based on the HTTP methods and path. Now we've applied this, but what we're going to actually look at is the logs on the Cilium agents. And let's have a quick look. And you can see here that because this network policies was using layer 7 components, we were not able to install this network policy. So it says unable to add Cilium network policy, invalid Cilium network policy spec, layer 7 policy is not supported since L7 proxy is not enabled. So this, even though it was, we were able to apply the network policy, it wasn't successfully deployed, again, because of this incompatibility with WireGuard. Now, if we go ahead and install Cilium on using a 1.14 release, we're going to see this time this is supported and work as we expect. So I'm going to use a snapshot version that are available before 1.14 is actually released. It's kind of one of the earlier images. And again, I'm going to use enable WireGuard. This time I'm using Helm to install it, but I could be using Cilium CLI instead. So it should take a minute or so to install. And again, we're going to use a Star Wars demo to verify that the layer 7 proxy is enabled. And we're going to deploy. Cilium is up and running. It's running 114.0 snapshot 3. We're deploying our Death Star, and again this time we're going to deploy this layer 7 policy. So this is before we deploy the layer 7 policy. One of the things we are doing with this policy is actually we are preventing access to a specific path, because every time our TIE fighter make a call to this specific path, there is a causes panic attack on the Death Star, so the Death Star explodes. So we want to be able to filter and prevent access to this specific path. And let's go ahead and deploy this network policy. And this time, if we look again at the logs on the CDN agent, we're not going to see any issues. Everything has been added. You can see that Envoy has been deployed because we need Envoy to enforce layer 7 policies. And yes, the policy has been added successfully. And if we, you can see this time, the traffic is denied by my network policy, right? Which is what we're expecting. The network policies only allow traffic to the request landing path, right? And that works as we expect. So again, this was just to show that one of the big restrictions that remain with using WireGuard on Cilium has been removed. And now I can't see many reasons why you wouldn't use WireGuard if you have this requirement for encrypting traffic within your cluster. So thanks very much for watching, and have a great day. Thank you. Bye-bye.